All right, good evening, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers, and we are here with the members of the National Dispatchers Network. Tonight is Wednesday night, so that must mean it is live Q&A, all questions and answers. You all ask questions, and we try to get together and provide with the answers. So that's how we do things here. That's why we are a network. So we're going to get started. We want to welcome the members of the National Dispatchers Network. They are joining us here tonight, and we are recording, and this will be posted on YouTube and Facebook shortly after we finish up our recording. Tonight's broadcast, of course, is always sponsored by the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers and MWR Financial Aid. Okay, if you get your own team of financial experts to make wealth real for you for just what it costs for a cup of coffee per day. That's it. So let's go ahead and get everybody in. We've got people joining in. Everybody's joining in. Let's go ahead and get started off with our questions. Right? So as I mentioned, it is Q&A. So let's go ahead and get started. Who wants to start us off with the first question?
My name is Joanne, and the question is, hi. My question is when you're first starting out, how many carriers do you recommend for newcomers?
All right, that's a pretty good question. Let's go ahead and start sharing our screen here real quick. That's a pretty good question. How many carriers should you start out as a newcomer? Now, I always suggest dispatcher tools and resources. I always suggest certain things, and one of those things is that I try to make people aware of is don't take on more than you can chew. Try to get too many carriers that you can't handle by yourself. Now, am I trying to say that you should stifle your growth? Not at all. I'm a big believer in grow as big as you can get. But if you're just a one-person operation, okay, on average, if you are a one-person operation, on average, and I'm gonna show you what I mean by this. Let's go to our calculator if I can find it on here. This is a new system. Here we go. On average, one person can handle about 4, maybe 5 carriers by themselves. Okay. Now, the reason why I say that is this. Okay, because remember, you got to find loads, you got to, trust their loads and book them and handle all their paperwork and get them out each day. All right. So if you got, on average 4 carriers, right? Well, first of all, let's look at what one carrier means. One carrier, based on the hours of service and the regulations, right? Hold on, people trying to get in. Based on the hours of service and the regulations set forth by the Federal Motor Carrier Association, you can run for what? You can run for 11 hours, then you got to shut down for 10, right?
Okay.
More specifically, you can run for 8 hours, then you got to shut down for a half hour, and then you can run the other 3 hours. Okay, that's how it plays out. Now, with that being said, and you got to shut down for 10 hours, with that being said, that means that one carrier can run about 3 to 4 loads per week based on those rules. Because the average over the road load is 769 miles. Okay, that's the average load. Some go higher, some go lower, but the average is 769 miles, right? So that means that one carrier is going to be able to run about 3, max 4 those loads per week. So if you've got to book 4 per carrier, one person can probably handle about 4 carriers. Okay, That's going to give you 16 loads per week. Now, some people might say, well, how can I make money like that? Well, it's easy. If you got the average load is running 769 miles, multiply that, right? And the average rate right now is $1.98. It's going up a little bit. It used to be like $1.67, but now it's like $1.98. It's what the average rate is right now. So 769 times 1.98. That's going to equal about $1,522 on the load fee. If you're getting 10% of that as your fee, that's $152.26, right?
Yes.
So you're looking at roughly 152.26 4 loads per week. So on one carry, you earn $609 per week, right? Now, if you had 4 carriers, that's going to give you about $24.36 per week. That's decent, right?
Yes.
That's decent. But that's about the max. That's about the max you're going to be able to handle by yourself, and that's a stretch. That's if you're good at what you do. If you're just kind of breaking into it, drop that down to about 3 instead of 4 carries. Okay, try to drop it down to about 3. Now, after you get what I always recommend is when you get your 4th carry, or when you get close to getting your 4th carry, go ahead and start looking to expand. Hire yourself some sub dispatchers, some dispatch agents. Okay, you pay them 7% of the load fee. You keep 3% of the load fee. When you bring your new agent on, you give them those 4 carries. Start them off with, hey, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm bringing you on. I'm not just gonna bring you on and expect you to just go out and find your own carries. I'm bringing you on. I'm gonna give you my 4 carries to start you off. You collect 7% of the load fee. I keep 3%. You see how that works now?
Yes.
And then you go back out and you do what you're good at. Find you more carries, right?
Right.
When you get 4 more, what do?
Find me another worker.
Exactly. And that's all you're doing. This business is so simple till it's stupid. I'm being just that simple. If you keep it that simple. Now, if you try to complicate it, you're gonna be in for a little, you're gonna be in for some trouble. And that's the problem that a lot of people have. They try to overcomplicate this. This business is not that complicated. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Did anybody want to expand upon that? All right. Let's have our next question. Who's up with the next question? Tonight is Q&A. All questions and answers. I'm not going to be volunteering in the training tonight because tonight is Q&A. Everybody knows what Wednesday night is. Y'all supposed to have your questions lined up. So let's have some questions.
Okay, Mr. Butler, it looks like nobody else wants to ask a question, so I'll ask a follow-up question, if I may.
Knock yourself out. Yeah, knock as many as you want to. If ain't nobody else talking, shoot. If ain't nobody else trying to eat at the dinner table, you eat all the collard greens.
Okay, thank you. I want because I really want to know.
Yeah.
I am kind of nervous because it seems like everybody's listening. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, I presented my carrier with the carrier agreement, and I have his profile, and I find load. Okay. My next step is to contact the broker. Correct?
Okay.
See if that load is
Let's
still
check that
available.
out.
Okay.
Well, let's check that out. Because remember, we went over your workflow last night, right?
Well,
Your
I was
workflow
late
is
because of my time
okay.
schedule. I'm in Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, we went over the workflow last night, which is going to it tells you exactly what your next step is. So let's go and find the workflow and show everybody what we're talking about here. All right, here's your workflow of dispatch. Right, these are your steps.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is your workflow. Okay. All right. First of all, yeah, you got to find your carriers, right? Get them signed up to a dispatch agreement. Once carrier emails you and you send out your dispatch agreement, carrier they send you to sign no agreement back. Okay.
Mhm.
Once the carrier sends that back, you're going to then contact a broker associated with the load that you need to book for your carrier. So obviously, you got to start doing what? Looking for
I don't know.
loads,
You
right?
frozen. Okay.
Yeah, right. Like once you get that dispatch agreement back, once you get your dispatch agreement, your signed dispatch agreement back, it's time for you to go to work,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Then you go to your load boards and start looking for loads. Because obviously, if you are new, you probably don't have any broker relationships established yet. You probably don't have any shippers signed on who are sending you loads right now. So the next step is go to the load boards, right?
Right.
If you want to get loads, immediately. That's your next step. That's your very next step. So your next step is going to be go to the load boards, and then after you go to your load boards and you find the loads, you just go back here and follow this workflow. This pretty much just lays it out for you. Okay. Okay. It's going to tell you, right here, contact broker associated with the load that you need to book for your carrier. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's go down here to our load boards. Show you what that looks like. Find a load board I like the most. I probably gotta log in again because I forgot because I'm on my new computer. Hold on. I'm on my new computer. So I gotta all right, here we go. Log in. Oh, it's in there, is it? Oh, but that's in there. What's called not. Let's log in. There it is. We're logged in. Let's look at the map. Let's go down here to, I'm in Florida, so let's try Florida.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna first of all, what you're gonna do now is you're gonna call your carrier back, or you're gonna shoot your carrier a text, or you're gonna look at your carrier profile sheet and see where your carrier likes to run, what they like, what type of they want. Are they a flatbed, or they're a drive-in, or they're a reefer, or whatever the case may be. Give me a moment, let me let some more people in. Or they're a reefer, or whatever the case may be, right? All right, there we go. Got everybody in. Once you have that established, or you call the carrier back, Mr. Carrier, where you at? Oh, you send them a text. Where you at? Okay. They tell you where they at. All right. They say, well, I'm in Florida. I'm down here in good old Miami. All right. So you in Miami. All right. So now we got to find you some lows coming out of Miami. Right? That's what we got to do.
Okay.
So obviously you want some good paying lows. And you want to find them something that's coming out of Miami. So you're gonna go in MIA Miami. And we're gonna do, since Florida, we're gonna do a 50-mile radius. Yep. 50-mile radius. And let's say you are a dry van, what else can run dry van freight? Well, let's say you are a reefer. Let's put it that way. Let's say you are a reefer. If you are a reefer, what other kind of freight can you run other than refrigerated freight?
Dry van.
That's right. Dry van. A lot of people don't realize that. And is a reefer a vented dry van? Because it has what? Temperature control, right?
Yes.
Yes. See, y'all got to learn the different type of freight that these carriers can run. Because if you're just looking for just reefer freight, you're limiting yourself on what that carrier can pull. So you're limiting that carrier's options. All right. So be aware of that. Okay, if you are reefer, you can run dry van freight and dry van vending. Okay, now curtain van, you can run curtain van because all a curtain van is, they just want the freight to be covered. Y'all know what that? Y'all know what that means, right?
That's the truck with that like plastic black cover over it.
Yeah, all they want is the freight not to be seen. So a regular dry van
Cool.
can pull what? Curtain van freight, right?
I
So
am
they,
here by myself.
yeah. So there you go. I know everybody else is being shot. Don't nobody want to say nothing, but
Okay.
we good. All right. So let's go ahead and put that in our search now. Okay. We do our search. All right, here we go. Now, what do we got that's leaving out close for Miami within a 50-mile radius? We got quite a bit of stuff that's leaving out here. Right now, we got two loads that's showing the rates. Okay. And they're both not very long loads. It's 270 miles. It's going to Opelika, right? And it's only paying $500. Now, you can call some of the rest of this stuff down here and see if it's paying more, which it probably is, right? But let's say this is what you found. Now, that's going to put you about not quite. That's going to be not quite $2 per mile. It's going to be about $1.85 per mile. Is that about right, y'all? I don't have my my straight dispatch signed up on this one because this is a new computer yet. But off the top of my head, that's going to be about $1.80, $1.85, maybe $1.90, right? 270 miles, $500.
185.
185. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. There's my human calculator, Darren Stevens. Thank you very much. So that's 185. So let's say you go ahead and you're gonna grab that one. Now, here's what you're gonna do. Before you grab that load, you're also gonna want to make sure that where you can find him another load leaving out of there, right?
Yes.
Right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a look at that load, and before you grab it, if you're on here, I like this load board. The reason why you see right there where it says reverse search.
Yes.
So wherever you're going, you can click reverse search, and we'll pull up on a separate screen, so you don't lose your place on the first screen. Pull up on a separate screen that shows you what's leaving out of there, going back to where you just came from. And good golly, Amali, look, what do we have? We have a load that's running Rat Bite, which is 26 miles, right? Just 26 miles, right? You can go run 26 miles, go grab a 232-mile load in Medley, Florida, which is right down the road from where you dropped off, right? Going to Orlando. Now, if it's going to Orlando, that gives you an area where you probably got more freight leaving out there, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and try and book both these loads right now. Aha! Because he can run both those loads, right? 270?
Yes.
270. He got no time to run both those loads. Don't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead and book both the loads. Go ahead and on this one, say, look, I got a carrier who can pick that load up right away because he's already there in Miami. All right, 500. Try to get him a little bit more if you can. Can you give me 700 on that? I probably can. All right, great. Let's go ahead and book that one. Let's get it out there. Let's go. All right. They're gonna ask for your carrier DOT number. You're gonna give it to them. If that carrier's good to go, they're gonna go ahead and book it. That means they're gonna have them to send you the packet or send you the link to the packet. You call your carrier and say, look, let me go and get you signed up with this broker because I can get you 2 loads today. That's gonna pay you over $1,000. What? Yeah, you can run them both today. Right?
Right.
That's good. That's a good load, ain't it? That's a good run, right?
It is.
Exactly. So you book that one, right? Then you go and you calculate how long it's going to take for him to go from here to there, 270 miles. What's that time frame, anybody? In Miami, flat land. Probably driving straight what? Choop. What is he on? 95? right?
I don't know.
Right? That's about what?
I ain't in Florida.
Come on, y'all. Average speed of the truck is what? 55, 60 miles per hour, right?
Take him about 4 hours.
About 4 hours. There we go.
A little
So,
bit over 4 hours.
so a little bit over 4 hours. He's already there, right? So he can just run and grab that load, right? Take him about an hour to pick it up, get loaded, grab it, run it, go down here. So what you do is, if you grab that, if you get him on that load early that morning, let's say 6 a.m., if you can get it, or 7 a.m., let's say 7 a.m., all right? Then you calculate what? 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you put the other load, well, let's say 12:30. That sounds about right? 12:30, 1 o'clock. Give him time to, because you got to go 25 miles. So, and he got to take about an hour to unload. So what? 1 o'clock. You tell this load right here, my guy can be called. This guy says, hey, I got a guy who can be there to pick that load up in at about what? 1 o'clock. Right? Right?
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. So he picks that load up at 1 o'clock, and he's got 700 on this one, 500 on the other one. What's that total of? Now, if you can get extra couple $100 on the other one, you got 7 and 7. That's $1,400 for 1 day of running. And he's where? In Orlando, where he can get what? Probably what?
Reverse
A
search.
better load leaving out of there. Do another reverse search right there from Orlando.
Okay. And I was wondering that. Okay.
Do another reverse search from Orlando. Now, y'all see this right here? Y'all see that Orlando back to Opelika? Or I'm sorry, that Opelika to Goals. Isn't that the same load from here to here? Well, hold on. No.
From the first one.
Yeah.
From the first one.
So that tells you what that load probably runs what?
Daily.
Every day, baby. That's what we want, don't you? You want that, right?
Right.
You want them everyday loads, right? Because if that load runs every day, chances are, this load might run every day too, right?
Now that's my question. If a load is running
Right?
every day,
Now to
Yes.
but if a road is, if a load is running every day, is it a way that the driver, the carrier, might cut me out of that because I got him this constant run?
not if you go ahead and set it up to begin with, and you got them on that dispatch agreement, signed, sealed, and delivered. You go ahead and call that broker back, Mr. Broker. You know that guy, my guy that ran that load this morning, right here. I see that y'all got that load that runs again tomorrow. Does that load run every day? Yeah, it does. Well, my guy, he can run that load every day. Oh, really? Oh, well, shoot that up. Take a load off me. I got to find somebody to run that load from now on. Then you call the other guy. Hey, my guy to pick that load around about 1:30? Yeah, he can run that load every day about the same time. Really? Yeah. Okay, great. That's no problem. You just set up for what? Anywhere from a $1,200 to $1,400 back in the same place every night, off every weekend. Right? Right?
Yes, but
Yep.
do I send him the agreement every day, every time he do it?
No, you have to send him the rate confirmation. That's got to go every day. Yeah.
Okay.
The rate confirmation the rate confirmation has to be sent every day. Because that's also how you are linked to the load. That's also because that paperwork has to be done regardless. Okay? But it cuts a lot down on your workload, right?
Yeah.
Because now you got a carrier that's pretty much set 5 days a week, right? Earning about $1,400 per day, right? Let's look at that. You got your carrier 5 days a week. You got him set up on $1,400 a day run. That's $7,000 a week.
Okay,
In the same, back home every night, or back in the same place every night, off every weekend. Right?
Yes.
Right? Man, if that ain't a graveyard, if that ain't great, man, you down in sunny Florida, you got to worry about no mountains. If that ain't gravy, ain't that gravy? Even if he ain't from Florida, even if he's not from Florida, you just look at, man. If I was you, here's what I would suggest. Let's say he's from Texas. All right. How often do you normally get back home? I normally get back home like every other weekend. All right. So here it is now. I got you a gig that's paying you $7,000 a week. You run the same. You run the same. No, per week.
7,000 a week.
Yes, that ain't per month. That's per week. That's $1,400 a day, 5 days a week.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Y'all better recognize. So I got you $7,000 a week, right? You run the same loads every day, 5 days a week. You're back in the same place every evening, and you offer a weekend. So now you can go home every weekend. In fact, with that kind of gig, go ahead and get you a little 1-bedroom apartment or a studio apartment down there in Miami, Florida. Where you're in Miami, man, right? Right?
Yes.
You in Miami. Come on, man. What Will Smith say about Miami? Come on. Oh, you in Miami. Get you a little crib down there or something. You're home every night, right to your hometown every weekend. And you're clocking $7,000 a week.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes great sense.
That minus your 10%, and you're making $700 a week. And all you gotta do is shuffle paperwork. And all you gotta do is just shuffle that what? That Raycon and that BOL back and forth between him and the brokers. Everybody's happy.
Okay. Thank
See,
you.
no problem. Look, this business is not that complicated. It really isn't. When you got the tools and resources and you know how to utilize them, this business is not complicated. This business is the easiest business in the world to make money when you think about it. It really is. This business is not hard to make money. But you got to be able to have conversations with your carriers. First of all, you have to establish a conversation with your carrier, establish a relationship up front so that your carrier don't try to screw you over. Okay? Because remember, she has some concerns about that, and that's a legitimate concern. But most people who have that problem, they don't have a relationship with their carrier. They didn't take the time to have that kind of a uncomfortable conversation in the beginning with your carrier. Okay? If you deal with this stuff up front, you go ahead and establish the conversation between you and your carrier, you establish your relationship. My job is to find you great paying freight, put you in a great situation where you can make money hand over fist all the time. Your job is to run the freight, right? We do that, hey, we good. You see how that works?
Yes.
Exactly. That takes stress off of them because now he doesn't worry about where he's picking up his freight at. Takes stress off his truck because he ain't running no long miles anymore, right? He's able to get home even more now. Now, at some point in time, if his home, if he doesn't have like a house that he bought in Texas, if he's paying rent in Texas, he may want to consider moving where?
The longest route.
Miami, Florida. Because here's the thing about Florida that I tell people a lot of times. A lot of carriers will say, well, it's hard to get loads in Florida. No, it's not hard to get loads in Florida. It may be hard to get loads coming out of Florida, but if you're willing to stay in Florida, well, you can make all the money you ever want to make. I ran a trio of loads from Tallahassee, my hometown, Tallahassee, from the Coca-Cola bottling plant. Picked that load up about 4:45, 4:50 in the morning. They're on Commonwealth Boulevard, not far from where I am right now, on Commonwealth Boulevard, over there off of Capitol Circle. Coca-Cola bottom plant. Pick that load up, run it down to Live Oak, which was 39 miles away. That load paid $352. Right? Let's do the math on that.
Okay.
That was 39 miles, $352. No time. Shoot, I could drive real slow and my clock wouldn't even start and make 39 miles. Right?
Right.
But it's 39 miles. That's what it was. But I would run down there, make $352. When I got there, I would load up, I would unload and load up in the same spot, bottled water, because I was taking Coca-Cola, Gatorade, bottled water, Coca-Cola, products. Go down there, they unload that, they load me up with bottled water, sending me down to Alachua, which was 79 miles away. 79 miles. That paid $680. Right? So now I'm in Alachua. When I got to Alachua and they unloaded me there, I went down the hill, just straight shot down the hill, right? 2.5 miles down the hill to the Coca-Cola bottom plant there in Alachua. Where y'all think that load was going back to?
Back to your house.
Tallahassee. 104 miles back to Tallahassee. That load paid $800. I'm sorry. That load paid $860. 680. It was 868 or something like that. 868 or some change. It was some crazy number. Right? So now I got $1,548 in one day. And I'm back home in my bed, sleep, run that 5 days a week. I was off every weekend. That was when I found that load here in Florida. I ran that for the last year and a half of my career as an owner operator. That's what I ended my driving career on, because I made so much money. That right there. That was per day right there. 5 days a week. In Florida. In Florida. In Florida. $402,000 a year before I take out my expenses or whatever. And my expenses weren't that high. Why? Because I was running what? Short runs. So I didn't have near the fuel expense that guys have that's running what? 700, 1,200, 1,600 miles runs, right?
Right.
I fuel up one time that I fuel up, I fill my tank up, and that pretty much got me, that almost got me through the entire week. Because I was running short runs.
Yes.
39 miles, 79 miles, 104 miles. That was it. I was home.
That was a great run.
Yeah. I'd leave out about 4 something in the morning. I'd be back home before 6 o'clock that night.
Wow, that's a great run.
Actually, I was back in Tallahassee about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I'm back at the house. I'm about 6, cooking me some catfish.
Okay.
So you see what I'm saying? This business is not hard when you got people like us, like you all will be, who are good at managing the owner-operator's business. Because that's what you are. You are an owner-operator business manager. And they need you. They do. A lot of them might think they don't, but they do need you. Because there's a lot for them to run their truck and take care of the truck and take care of driving and doing all the stuff, picking up loads and all that type of stuff. I'm about to do that and manage their load acquisitions all at the same time. So when you do this job right, that 10% is pennies compared to what you're worth. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Don't make this business harder than what it is. Okay? Because that right there, on the Dapper Roads that I was running, if you were my dispatcher, or if you were a dispatcher hooking somebody up with that type of run, and you was getting 10% of that, and that's off one driver. That's $40,000 a year off of one contract, one driver, right? If you could duplicate that with 4 other drivers, the 40,000, 248. You duplicate that with 4 other drivers, that's $160,000 a year. But that's just you as a one-man operation, as a one-person operation. We're not talking about you and 4 other dispatchers where you're collecting 30% of that and they're collecting 70% of that. Woo! Right?
Yes.
So this business is not hard at all. This business is very profitable, and it's easy to make this kind of money if you just do it right. If you use your tools and resources, if you do things properly, you do it right, this business is not hard at all. Are you gonna run into some people that are gonna give you some problems? Yeah, but that's when you cut them loose. Don't worry about them.
Okay.
You know, don't deal with the people that's giving you headaches and problems. Cut them suckers loose and deal with the ones that you're able to get along with, and y'all can make money together.
Right.
Make sense?
It makes sense. It makes a lot of
All right.
sense.
All right. All right. Next question. Anybody's got a question? Anybody's got a question? Does anybody have a question?
I don't want to be the only one.
Look, don't worry about them.
I
Get yours.
am.
Hold up. Don't worry about them. Get yours. Don't, yeah, shoot. If you in line and you trying to eat and ain't nobody else coming up to the serving plate, get yours. Shoot. Get yours, and some of what you get gonna spill off on them anyway. All right. Question, everybody. That's all it is. I'm not doing any training tonight, not just Q&A. I'm not volunteering in training tonight because tonight is Q&A, questions and answers. Y'all knew this in advance. Have your questions prepared. I know y'all got questions because some people called me up today. One day asked me questions. I said, no, man, ain't tonight Wednesday night? Yeah. So why you calling me asking me questions now? That's why we have Q&A. You know, now let me tell y'all something. I don't mind taking phone calls, but when you all start taking advantage of a situation, that kind of gets to me because we set these times aside: Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Saturday night, and Saturdays. We set these times aside so we can have our one-on-one type of stuff, our face-to-face things, and we even set aside an entire training session, an hour and a half for just questions and answers. So if you know that, why would you call me on Wednesday at 5 o'clock? But I got a question for you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? Because I have a dispatch firm that I run. I have other businesses and stuff, things that I'm doing, and I'm setting aside this time to address these questions. But instead of you asking me these questions during the allotted time, some people would actually call up on off times and say, I got a question for you. I got several questions for you. And I politely tell them, well, tonight is Q&A. Join the meeting and ask them then. Now, am I wrong for that? No.
No, because I got 50 questions, but only got three of them. Only got three of them ready.
Well, let's hear them three, because that's what the night is for: questions and answers.
Now, can you have your broker's firm the same name as you doing the car hauling? Can you have the same name doing both, or it need to be separate as well?
Are you a actual car hauler, or are you dispatching for car haulers?
No, 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 no. I'm saying as like just say if I was to start a freight broker firm doing, moving freight, and then I want to move cars, doing the car hauling too. Would I be able to keep the same name? But I know from another
Okay,
video that you
but you are a
saying
freight broker, right? You're not a. All right, all right, all right, all right.
no, I'm neither.
Brokers can.
I'm neither. I'm
Okay, well, if you're neither, why you ask me about the broker name and the call?
no, because I wanted to know because
Okay,
I
all
was
right, all right.
interested in doing so,
Okay,
and if
okay,
I'm doing, I like doing, I want to do both.
all right.
Plain
The
and
short,
simple.
all right.
So
The short, um, the short answer is yes, but I wouldn't advise it. Now let's get into the long answer. Because first of all, you are a broker. Now, if you are just a broker, you can broker all those. You can do it. Okay. There's nothing. If you're a broker, you can broker, dry van freight, flatbed freight, auto haul freight. You can broker all freight, right?
right,
Right.
I got you.
But car haulers don't really deal with brokers like that.
Right, and I know you said you want to have a separation and have your
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
own name for that
yeah, because the
specific.
car haulers, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, car haulers don't really like dealing with brokers. They really don't. They like dealing with people that have direct contacts with or have contracts with car dealerships or something like that, or they go directly to a person. They deal directly with people who are moving their own cars. Now, people that have cars that need to be moved, but auto haulers are kind of funny, man, because they got their own type of way they do things, their own type of business. They got their own load board, central dispatch, and that's what most of the brokers are when it comes to car hauling. They'll go to central dispatch, they'll post a load there, and then they'll put a price on it. Then the auto haulers will either bid on it, or they'll say I'll take it, or they'll bid on it, or whatever the case may be. Now that load may sit there for a while, or whatever the case may be. You also have a place called what's the other place, Darren? U-Ship. Yeah, U-Ship used to be a popular spot for you all to operate, but they've changed their rules and the guidelines and stuff, and it's much more difficult to operate on U-Ship now. Okay, so here's what I would suggest if you're trying to get into the auto hauling, moving the cars. Okay, I will go back to our tried and true method of moving cars. Okay, and that is going to be very simple. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to Google and you're gonna look up. Click it back. You're gonna look up used cars. Let's say used car dealerships in Tallahassee, or it could be Valdosta, Georgia, or it could be Tennessee, or it could be Atlanta, or it could be just pick a city. Okay, pick a city. It doesn't matter. Now, what you're gonna look for is this: when you get here, you're gonna scroll down. You're gonna look for this map. It's gonna be the same no matter what city you pull. They're gonna show you the map. You're gonna see this area down here where it says used car market. We're gonna have a list of used cars. You're gonna go down there. You're gonna click where it says view all. You click that. That's gonna pull up every used car dealer in that city. Okay, every used car dealer in that city is gonna come up. I don't care what city it is. When you do this, it's gonna do this exact same thing, right? And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna start calling these used car dealers. Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna go right down the list. On this day, you're gonna call this one right here. And you're just gonna start calling these used car dealers. Google's already set up. That's the perfect place for you to do this. When you call these used car dealers, you're gonna call them up. Hey, Mr. Such, I am an auto hauler business manager, or my company helps move cars, or I have connections with several auto haulers in your area that move cars from the auctions down to your dealerships. Do you have any cars? Do you have any loads, or you have any shipments that need to be relocated from the auctions to your dealership today? Now, here's what they're going to tell you. Well, we already got a couple of guys that move our cars down, and they give us pretty good rates. What are you charging? That's what they're gonna come up with. What are you charging? Right?
Okay.
Now, you gotta put enough in there for you to make money and for the auto hauler to make money.
Okay.
Right? On average,
Okay.
here in Florida, to move cars from the auction, down to the dealerships here in Florida, most auto haulers get paid like $175, anywhere from $150 to $200 per car on average. You usually average around about $150 to $175 per ar. That's here in Florida. Now in Atlanta, it may be a little bit different. Darren, you want to jump in on this? The prices are a little bit different depending on where you are. If you're up north, it's much higher.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, but usually if you're in the south, it's around 150 to 200, averaging around 175 per car. Now
Okay.
you've got to find a way to convince that dealer to pay you somewhere between that 175 and that 250 per car, because you're gonna want to keep somewhere around $25 to $50 per car, and let the auto hauler keep the rest. So if you got it, if you keep keeping 50, you're paying the auto hauler what? 150. And on average, a dealership, a small dealership, a very small dealership, will go to the auction at least once a week and purchase what Darren, 50, 60 cars?
Yeah, because they restock all the time. It's slowed down right now, but
Yeah. Right now it's slow, but on average, 50, 60 cars, because a small dealership will sell 300 to 400 cars, per month, and they got to replace those cars. They don't get them all from trade-ins. They want good cars. So you got about 50, 60 cars that you can call up an auto hauler. After you get this contract with this dealership, you call up some auto haulers in the area. You can go in, you can look them up from our thing in the back office right there. Got a list you can look up. Or you can look them up. There's one that we use. Hold on here. That from Central Dispatch too, don't we?
Yeah, Central Dispatch or Quick Transport, but most people won't get on Central Dispatch unless they have an account. So
yeah,
it work for them.
But you can look them up on Central Dispatch.
Okay.
Central Dispatch. You can look them up on Central Dispatch. Now, be careful with dealing with Central Dispatch because they are very particular about how they deal. And they have their own little rules and regulations. And
well, Calvin, really, you can't even look up drivers on Central. You can't do it.
Yeah, you can't even do it anymore.
Unless you have a car that's posted, then you see whatever driver is in that area.
Yeah. Now you can't find drivers on Central, but you can go down here to where we're at here. There's an area that Central Dispatch, they hold on. They give you something. Where is it at?
I know what you're talking. It's not even.
Hold on.
Most of the time, it's other companies like the big.
Yeah.
That's
it's other
listed.
companies. Yeah, it's other companies that's listed. They got a little area that you can go to kind of find car haulers, but it's really not a great area to look for them at though. So I would suggest Quick Transport Solutions, or now you can post your loads on Central Dispatch, but like I said, what you want to do is you want to contact the auto haulers in that town, hey, I got a contract with the dealership, and they need to move on average about 40 cars per week. 40 to 60 cars per week. Can you handle that? Now, most auto haulers gonna say, hell yeah, I can handle that. Because they'll make what? Several trips back and forth. Right there. I don't care if they ain't got but one auto hauler with 11, they got a 10-car, a 10-car carrier or 11-car carrier. They'll make, several trips back and forth because they're running within Florida. Not like they're running from state to state. They're running within Florida. They're going to Fort Lauderdale and coming back down to Tallahassee. Or they're going to Fort Lauderdale, going to Jacksonville. It's the same in just about every state. Every state has their own the auto auction. So you don't have to run from like California to Florida. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Now.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah. Now the question is, you can run that under the same name if you're doing it as a broker. Now, if you are a dispatch firm, right? If you are a dispatch firm and you want to start a brokerage firm to run cars, you can run cars as a dispatch firm, but it becomes a little bit more very good at your communication skills, right there, in getting a lot of these platforms to let you operate on their platform. UShip used to be real good with dispatchers, but they got kind of increasingly difficult as time went along. There was a place called UShip. UShip.com. And they were really, really good at shipping stuff, at finding, cars that need to be shipped. Okay. You can find shipments. They were really, really good at it. But now they've gotten to the point to where they got so many different rules and regulations. I haven't really used UShip in I don't know how long. I got a couple of dealerships here in town that I deal with, and they'll call me up and say, hey, Kevin, I got some cars that need to be moved. And then I'll call some guys I know that have the auto haulers. Hey, I got some work for you. That's how I do it. Okay, that's how I do it now. I just say, hey, I got some work for you. But used to be you could just go to UShip, click where it says vehicles and boats, cars and light trucks, and it pulls up all these right here, and then you would bid on it, right? The lowest bid on this was $2,858. It's got to go 2,576 miles. Now, you all might look at that and say that's a lot of miles, but really, it's not that bad because you can put that on something with something that's already going that way. They're already loaded up. It's a Hummer, so it's going to take up a big spot. So it could be, you find some auto haulers that are going from that are already on their way down to Great Falls, okay, that are going to be running that route. And you do that on Central Dispatch. You go to Central Dispatch, you post it, and then the trucks that are going that way, that are going by Northport, Florida, or leaving from areas past Northport, Florida, they're going to be going past Northport, Florida, and they're going to be going out to Great Falls or going past Great Falls. They may have 2 empty spots on their trailer. If you call them up and say, I've got a Hummer that needs to be picked up for $1,000, I'll pay you $1,000 to put it on your trailer. If the quote on here is 28, it's 2,858. You undercut that. You see what I'm saying? And say, I'll take it for. I'm sorry, I take that back. I'll take it for $1,500. That's a lot less than 28. I'm 58, right? Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you can secure. So you secure this one, this pickup at $1,500, and then you're paying the carrier what, $1,000 to deliver, which leaves you with what, $500. You see how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, but be careful though. Be careful. Be careful, because if you secure this right there and the carrier backs out, you're left on the hook.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah, right. That's
Or if,
how it
yeah,
works.
or the carrier picks up and then they damage it or something, or they deliver it to the wrong place or whatever. They gotta try and hold you responsible for it. Because you're the one who contracted with this person to move their car, not the carrier. The carrier is contracted with you to do the job. You see what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you.
Right.
Well,
So
is a total different ball game.
yeah, and that's
So,
why I
so it's like
prefer
a
to
real
deal
big
directly with
gray
car
area.
dealers. That's why it's a little bit more difficult dealing. Yes, it's a real big difference dealing with car dealers. But I like dealing with car dealers because if I go in and say with a car dealership and I get a contract with them and they use me to move the cars, I got carriers that I'm using all the time. So, hey man, I got some work for you today. All right, great. How much you got? I got a pickup at the Fort Lauderdale at the auction down in Miami or in Fort Lauderdale. It's 24 cars. They're going to Jake's dealership here on Tennessee Street in Tallahassee. You got to have them all delivered by this Saturday. Okay, that's no problem. And what you paying? You're getting the usual, man. You're getting 150 car. Okay, that'll work. You see how that works? That's why I like dealing with dealerships. Okay, dealing directly with the dealerships on that. Auto hauling is a completely separate business than any other freight. Don't try to equate it to the same. Don't try to use the same tactics because it's not going to work. Right there, it's not going to work. Completely different monster, completely different setup. It's completely different. It's like you're not even in the same dispatch business or the same industry because they operate on their own rules and regulations, separate from what the Federal Motor Carriers has for regular freight. Okay? And once you get a bad name on the auto hauler side, what does that mean, Darren? You're done, right?
Yeah, especially on Central Dispatch.
Yes, Lord, because they will ban you. You get a bad name on Central Dispatch, they'll ban you. And you'll never be able to operate on there again. Okay, so that business is very profitable business if you know what you're doing. I know when Darren first got into it, Darren, you were doing what, $10,000-$12,000 a week?
Yeah, I was doing pretty good, but slowed down like crazy. But now I'm doing boats, RVs, and like trailers and so forth.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good side of the industry to get into, but you gotta learn quick.
Yeah,
you gotta know what you're doing.
have to learn it first.
Yeah, ain't no, there. I mean that learning curve is so fast, man. You gotta learn quick, because if you don't learn quick, you're gonna be done. Okay, but it is very profitable, but it is one of those it's one of those intense learning curves, and don't get into that side of it if you just dabble it. It's not a part-time type business. Okay, that's not a part-time type. Or no, I'm just dabbling in. I'm just trying to learn it. No, do the regular freight first before you even think about doing that. Okay, but you can make a lot of money in it. Darren will tell you that. I may play. Oh, I still make good money doing auto hauling. Right, but like I said, it's it's constantly, the business is constantly changing, so you have to keep up, and the learning curve is quick pace. All right, next question. Next question. It is 8 o'clock.
Yes. Do you have to factor in the client's clock before you start to send them out on loads, as far as the reset is concerned?
Factor in the client's clock.
Yeah, like their reset clock, as far as whenever they're running loads.
Yeah. You mean the carrier?
Yes.
You don't have to. I mean, you would want to if you're going to rebook them on freight. Yeah. So you're not going to book someone on a long haul load or on a load that's going to take up most of their clock time, and then you try to put them on another load if that load is supposed to be delivered, at a certain time. If they ain't got no time on the clock, you can't book that load. That's why when you saw us do those short run loads, we
Mhm.
were estimating on how long it took them to load and unload, and we gave about a 2-hour window in between that.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we
Yes.
calculated on if they could run that load before their clock runs out. So yeah, you do have to take that into consideration. You do have to calculate that. You know, and it's not that hard. I mean, on average, it takes about how long to load up a truck there? Hour to an hour and a half, right? 2 hours if it's bad, but then you have what's called what's it called there?
I mean, you're looking at about 2 hours delivery for wait time,
Like detention,
van,
detention
and
time.
Yeah, you have the detention pay if it goes past 2 hours.
yes,
Most,
reefer is a little bit different. Reefer is I'll say about 2.5.
yeah. This is why I love power onlys. Dropping hooks. Power onlys. I love power onlys. I've got quite a few carriers signed up who are just power onlys. I love them. Why? Why do I love power owners, everybody?
Cause like you said, it's dropping hook and you done.
Dropping the hook, baby. No
That's called
wait time.
power only or
Yeah,
power
it's called.
only.
Yeah, it's called
You
power
release them
only.
to JB Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, power only POs. That's why we have our relationship with JB Hood. You know, power only loads, dedicated power onlys. Some people call them dropping. I love them, man, because you don't even own a trailer. You, you go and you hook up to somebody else's trailer that's already loaded. You know, you get to the place, they tell you where your trailer is. You sign for it. You get your little slip. You run around. You find it. You back that bad boy up. You hook it up, lock it down. You pull back out. Pull back up to the gate. You sign for it. Bam, you gone. when you go to drop it, when you get to your location, you're gonna pull in. They're gonna tell you what slot to drop it in. You're gonna drop the trailer here. You drop the trailer here, and then they're gonna tell you where you pick up your next loaded trailer at. Most times, you're gonna pick it up right there at the same place. So you pull on in, you drop that bad boy where it's supposed to be dropped at. You get out, take it loose. Takes about 15, 20 minutes tops. That's if you don't know what the hell you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, 5 minutes. Pull that bad boy and drop it in, unhook it, let that trailer down, pop that bad boy loose, unhook that dog, pull that bad boy, you go around, you find your spot to where the other trailer is, line that bad boy up, you pack that in, you drop it in, lock it up, roll it up, check your tandems, make sure where they're supposed to be, and you out of there. That's it. That's why I like power onlys. That's why power onlys, you make good money running power onlys, but your freight prices are not going to be as high. But you can run more loads. You see what I'm saying? Your average a good power only load is paying about $1.50, $1.75. That's a great paying power only load. Because if you try to equate that to a regular van load or load when you got your own trailer, that equates to about almost $3 per mile load, or $3.25 or $3.50 load. Because with the regular van load, which you got your own trailer, you're gonna spend on average 2 hours loading that bad boy up and 2 hours getting it unloaded. That's 4 hours of your time that's wasted. If you're not good at managing your clock on when you get to the place, you put that bad boy in sleeper, you drive no more than 5 miles an hour so your clock don't start, and then you manage your recaps. But you don't get that time back right away. You get it back after you've been shut down or in sleeper for about 4 hours, then you get that time back, and then you don't have to sleep for the whole 10 hours. You can run at 6 hours or 8 or at 8 hours. You can leave a couple hours early because you got your recap. I know a lot of y'all, I'm just talking gibberish, but y'all who know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, you got to know how to run on recaps. You got to know how to manage those recaps in order to run like that with your own trailer. But with drop and hook, you ain't got to worry about that. You can run a whole bunch of loads, drop and hook, and make all kind of money.
All right.
and you can pull all different types of freight. Because when I was with Covenant, that's all we did. We were strictly drop and hook. We were a team truck, but we never had our own trailer. We would sometimes we be pulling refrigerators, sometimes we pull dry van, sometimes we pull flatbed. But we would just hook it up to stuff. Pull it somewhere, drop it, go around, hook up something else. Pull it somewhere, drop it right there, go around and hook up to something else. We always had a different trailer. Always. Always had a different trailer number. But it was good money though. Because Covenant was paying like, shoot, we was making 56 cents per mile. Plus we got bonuses for being hazmat. So when it was all said and done, we was making about 63 cents per mile. And we ran about 7,975 miles per week. me and my co-driver, we made some money. We made money because that was, whew, and that was my trucking industry. That's where I started at, was Covenant. That's where I started. Like I said, we was doing about 63 cents per mile. We was running 7,900, roughly 75 miles per week. You divide that by 2 drivers. So we split the miles right down the middle. They gave us each about anywhere from, we was average somewhere between 3,750 and 3,900 miles each. So that's about average, of what we were doing. And then we each got 63 cents per mile based on that split. So that times 0.63, that's not bad for a company driver. And we ain't got to pay for fuel. We ain't got no expenses. That's all mine. You see what I'm saying? As a company driver, that was damn good. And we didn't have to pay for no fuel. We didn't have to pay for nothing. Hell, we didn't even have to pay for our own food. They gave us a food allowance. You know, like $35 a day or $45 a day. You know, your food allowance. So we was that was my dream driving jobs. I'm starting out. You know, to get with Covenant, and they're probably one of the best in the industry because they're pretty much all drop and hook. Okay, so and, you know, your first year in the trucking industry, 130. I think I grossed about 127, 125, 127. My first year in the trucking industry. That's not bad for a rookie company driver, right?
That's good.
So for any of you out there who are listening to this and you're going to truck driving school, try to get on with Covenant Transport. Now, don't go to them if you don't want to run. If you don't, they don't want to hear, well, I don't want to go up in the mountains. I'm scared of the mountains. No. Covenant gonna run you. You're gonna be in the mountains, you're gonna be in the desert, you're gonna be everywhere. We crisscross the entire, we hit every state other than Alaska. We hit every state at least 3 times in the first 8 months I was with Covenant.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, coast to coast. We used to run that run from Disney World to Disney to Disney. What was it? Disney World to Disneyland. Yeah, we used to run Disney. We used to run that Disneyland to Disney World. Disney to Disney. California to Orlando. Straight I-10. Good run. I like that run. We used to run that run from Mount Wichita. We used to run the Walmart South to Walmart North. From Mount Withlacoochee up in Washington State Mountain, way up at the peak top of a doggone mountain. To run that all the way back down to the Walmart in Miami. When you get up in the mountain, boy, woo, Lord have mercy. You looking over the side, and ain't nothing down there but
it's a whole different animal.
Yeah, it look like clouds. Oh my God. and you out there in the snow. sometimes you're going up the mountains like that. You're coming down the mountain, but you better know how to work them brakes, boy. You better know how to work them gears, work them brakes, work them Jake brakes, all of them. You got to work them all. You got to work them all. You got to work them all. Keep from burning up your brakes and setting your truck on fire.
Hey Calvin, I got
yeah.
Hey Calvin, I got a question to ask you. Whenever you set up your Square, are you allowed to put say a personal account and then add a business account to the Square if you haven't had your if you don't have your business?
Can you put a what on it?
Available your personal banking information to transfer the money to from Square to a personal business account if you don't have your business account set up just yet.
Yeah, you can.
You're not gonna
like
be.
That.
You can set it up like that, but you could.
Give it to me straight, man. I can't.
Square. Because here's what Square. We oh, hold up. Let me explain something now. Square, there's two Square accounts. There's your regular Square and then there's Square Business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're signing up in squareup.com, that's Square Business. That's not the little Square app thing you get, the little Square Cash thing. That's something else. All right. If you're running a business through Square, everything has to line up. Okay. Everything has to line up.
Okay.
That means the address you have on your business account has to be the same. Got to be the address you're using. All your address stuff got to line up with your bank. Your EIN number, you got to put that on Square. You got to have that. That's got to check out. They're gonna cross-reference you with, like here in Florida, they check it with the SunBiz. You see if you're registered on SunBiz. Square is very good. I couldn't run this business without Square, but Square is very meticulous when it comes to your setup and everything set up just right. Because here's what will happen: Square will let you get set up like the way you asked.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time you have a large transaction through Square, they're gonna do a more in-depth check to see if you are actually set up the way they want you to be set up. And at any point in time, if you're not set up right, Square can shut your business down.
Okay, just checking. All right.
And hold on to that money for about 6 months.
Exactly. They'll hold on to your money for about 6 months. So you could cripple yourself by not being set up right with Square. Now, yeah, you can set up half-heartedly and they'll let you run for a while. But
well, no, I'm not trying to do that. I want to make sure that I do it right the first time. So I don't have those.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Make sure you do your Square right. I would not chance just send up Square with a personal account. Don't do it.
All right.
Don't do it. No, get you a business account. Make sure you got your LLC in order. Your EIN. Make sure everything checks out. Make sure everything is exactly the same across. Make sure it all checks out. Because if you don't, you could run the risk of Square shutting you down at some point, and they'll hold on to your money for 6, 7 months, and you can say what you want to. You ain't. You just dead in the water.
Hey, Calvin.
Yeah.
They locked my account for about 3 days because I did a $8,000 transaction, and that transaction was from Europe.
Yeah. Anytime you do, like when you do your first big transaction, because I did a transaction through Square that was like 20 grand, and they didn't shut me down, but they held what they call they held your account in limbo until they can check everything out.
Verification. That's all they want.
Yeah. And it was about 48 to 72 hours. But once they checked everything out and everything was copacetic, they cleared it. Money got transferred, the whole 9 yards. But Square don't play. They don't play with you now. So they ain't like PayPal. You can do that crap on PayPal. Square ain't Square's not gonna play like that. All right, you got to be up and up. You got to, they do too much business. You got to be right to deal with Square. All right. All right, everybody. We got about 5 minutes. We're going to shut this puppy down for the night.
I got one more question. Well, I got
Yes, sir.
I got two. Now, what type of agreement would you have for someone who gives you or finds you carriers or a or a load? What type of agreement readily that you
someone who finds you carriers or a
yes.
load?
I mean, rather than just find you carriers, what type of agreement would you have with somebody that would help you find carriers? Just say they find you 5 carriers, and
you just do a regular limited partnership agreement.
okay.
Yeah, you can do that through here is what I suggest. Rocket Lawyer.
Rocket Lawyer. Okay. Now, what would that do?
I suggest you sign up with rocketlawyer.com. My account is with Rocket Lawyer. Hold on, let me see if I can remember my login because I'm on this new computer. Let's try this one. I got two accounts with Rocket Lawyer. Oh, it's not that one. Let's try this one. RBBS Trucking. This is it. Oh, hold on. Let me try a different login. Oh, let's try a different login. Man, that's not it. That's not it either. Let's try. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Finally got it. Okay. All right. This is what we'll try to do side. Let me save my password so I have it. See, there's my little picture right there and everything. This is my Rocket Lawyer account. You see all these documents and stuff I'm able to do through Rocket Lawyer? You can go through here. You can create just about any type of contract you want right through Rocket Lawyer. Okay. I do all my contracts through Rocket Lawyer. My corporation papers, my agent contracts, direct deposit forms, my shareholders, contract I have with KMR Transport, Raymond Center, everything I do it right here through Rocket Lawyer. Okay. I have some private equity rights, and stuff that I've done, my private placement, all kind of stuff I've done, my shareholders agreements, you do it all through Rocket Lawyer. And basically what you do is you sign up with them, and I have the what do they call it? So I have the premium account. All right, this one right here is a free membership. My other one, I have a premium account with Rocket Lawyer. Yeah, this one is the free membership one, but I have two memberships. One is this one, and the other one is the premium account, which is on the different login. That's one I have with my financial services. That's one of my trucking company. think it's the same login. Yep, there it is. All right. And this is my premium account with them. So I have 2 accounts with Rocket Lawyer. See right here, this is my premium one. I pay it annually. You can pay it by the month or you can pay it annually. Okay. And basically
How
you
much
get
do it
all,
cost?
it's like $39 a month.
Okay.
Or if you pay it by the year, it breaks down like $29 a month, but you pay it by the year. You pay in one lump sum. You know, my wife's business, I did her documents through there. Be it forms, you know, 'cause my wife, she has her own cleaning contract business, and she bid on big government jobs like huge housing complexes and apartment complexes and hotels, and she bids on them, and then she wins the bid, like, you know, 450 unit apartment complex. They're paying a $500 a unit to get them ready for occupancy, something like that. So, you know, but you can do all types of stuff you can do through Rocket Lawyer. You can set up you can do your incorporation, you can do whatever type of contract you want, you can do it through Rocket Lawyer. You can do I did my trademark agreement through Rocket Lawyer. You know, so all this stuff, lawyer. Okay, but I would suggest you get them, and they serve as your what's the thing on your LLC? They serve as your
Agent.
what? Huh?
Is that an agent?
Yeah, your certified agent. Yeah, because as a corporation or an LLC, you have to have a certified agent. You know, someone who keeps all your records, all your documents, everything. They serve as that too. They'll keep track of
Okay.
all your records, documents. So
So,
if you ever get audited by the IRS or by the SEC, you know, they got you covered.
okay, so they like one of them that you could do like all your whole setup.
Okay,
Like
and you can
like
go
I
ahead.
seen
You can
certain
like with the
companies that do your whole setup from the LLC to
yeah
all the
yeah
other paperwork that you need. You know, they do
yeah
that whole type of setup for
yeah
you.
yeah. They make it real simple. You can go in here and with the premium account, you have what's called Ask a Lawyer. If something comes up, you need to ask about something, you just put it in there, and you submit it, and then they'll call you back and say, you know, hey, I got an answer for you.
Okay. Because I had seen
Oh,
like another
does
company
anybody
that
know
do it
anybody who
like
know how to
that.
build apps? Yeah. Does anybody know anybody who know how to build apps? We're really good at app building.
I know I seen somebody through this through the another network on social media that does, you know, a lot of
Look,
people
look.
say they do this, that, and the other.
I
But I noticed what's the other guy that you have on
Mr. Freddie Figures.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm reaching out to him too. I'm reaching out to him too because I got this idea for an app. I've already talked to Darren about it. And Darren, it is a it's a humdinger, right?
Yes, yes, it is.
All right. I'm telling y'all. Oh, when y'all get off here, we getting ready to end this. Mr. Brian Bean is now live. So Mr. Brian Bean is now live. I'm I'm sharing it with y'all right now. So so
Yeah, I just seen it
let me
just went live.
let me pause it for a second. We're gonna go ahead and end our session now because I gotta get on this live with Mr. Brian Bean with MWR Financial. I suggest you all get on this live too. Let me give you all the link here. There's a
Okay,
YouTube
it just
live.
popped up for me, so I
Yep,
go right to it.
exactly.
Hey,
Uh,
Calvin,
yeah.
if someone was to interview you, would you do an interview about your
Um,
business?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's free publicity. Oh yeah. Uh, let me get this to you all on the text here. Where's my text on this thing? The chat. Chat. All right. Yeah, everybody, get on this live with MWR so you all can get some knowledge on how to build wealth now. I'm serious. Don't skimp on this stuff. Okay? But I'm gonna go right into the live on that. And we're gonna go right into the live. And I appreciate y'all for joining us. Those of you that want to hang around, we're going straight from this straight over to the live. I'm getting ready to share my computer sound. Where do I share the computer sound at?
All right now. See y'all soon. Yeah, well, yeah, I'll
All
see
right.
y'all Saturday.
All right. I'm trying to show, subscribe, view, transport. I said, were y'all able to hear that when I switched over to that live with what you call it? I guess not.
The only thing I can hear is you asking if we can hear.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back over here and see if you all can hear this live. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this.
Nope.
Can y'all hear that?
I can't.
No, I don't hear anything.
All right. Yeah, I'm on this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off of it and get into it. And you all just gonna have to go to it live. You said I was gonna try and broadcast it as an extension of this what we have right here, but I can't seem to hold on here. Do my computer sound. Share my computer sound. Hold on here. Mute. Allow. Enable waiting. Lock meeting. Yeah, I'm not able to disable video. I got my recording on the shares entire screen window, Microsoft. All right, let's try it now. Nope, I still can't share it. I can't share my computer sound. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, since I can't share my computer sound, I'm gonna go ahead and in tonight's session, and then if you all want to go to the live on the MWR, I just sent over the link so everybody has it. But thank you all for joining us. It's been a very, very fruitful night. Make sure you all come back and join us next week on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then of course we have the Six Figures Booking Freight from Home show this Saturday. So thank you all. I appreciate each and every last one of you all as always, and look forward to seeing y'all on Saturday. Y'all have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.